What's up, Turf Toe League? Week 9, over halfway through the season. It's getting a little crazy here with these ups and downs. That's what she said. So, full disclosure, I recorded this entire thing. It was amazing.
It sounds amazing.
Then realized that the mic was not on.
Now they can't hear us at all.
So, that's where we're at this week.
So there's that.
Last week, our matchup of the week, myself going up against Harlan. He beat the out of me. Pretty much done deal here with Tua and Waddle. Enough to get that done over Sam Ellinger.
Everybody wants to support Sam Ellinger in this opportunity.
Right. Ellinger.
Yes, for those that didn't tune in to Spotify Live, Jason invented a new way to pronounce his name.
Well, we weren't sure if it was Ellinger or Ellinger because we had been confirmed both ways, and so I said just do both, and then you can't be wrong, and Sam Ellinger was born.
Yeah, and hopefully that's also where he died.
Yeah.
Not very good. My guys coming through just with floor games pretty much across the board. His guys coming through with a lot of ceiling. Christian McCaffrey looks pretty good in that offense. Not much to say about this one. He whooped my... And then we had Urban Buttfitters going up against Bill, Mr. Densely Populated here. Kyler Murray proving that even his floor can be his ceiling.
What if the moon was your car and Jupiter was your hairbrush?
PJ Walker enough to get it done with his 700-yard touchdown to DJ Moore. Jalen Hurts looking great. Daniel Jones not. Good week from Tony Pollard to seal the deal. Foreman contending with it. Not able to get it done against Michael, who comes out with the W. Good job, Michael. Better days seem to be ahead.
Nice!
What probably should have been the matchup of the week, we had John going up against Brett, which was pretty epic all the way up until the last minute. John was able to finish off Brett in the final seconds of the last game. And really came down to Amari Cooper, that great catch that he had. Pretty unbelievable. The big thing here, Brett just struggling on his side with kind of floor games, just not getting enough out of Mixon. DJ Moore with 700-yard touchdown. Derrick Henry just beating the crap out of that Houston run D. Terrible. Congratulations, Mr. Bateman. And then we had Blue Claws going up against Pizza by Alfredo. Alfredo's.
You're such a loser.
It's actually Pizza by Alfredo, as we learned last week.
Pizza by Alfredo.
David putting the hurt on him. I think this was a blowout of the week. David coming through with Dak Prescott looking great back from his surgery and his recovery. Tyreek Hill just continues to be amazing, as Chris predicted. Kamara 46. You're just not going to beat a guy who's pushing up to 300 early in the week. Chris with a terrible week. Cook was his best scorer, it looks like. Burrow just looked like crap on Monday Night Football. Carr, don't know what that was. All right, so looking at the waivers, we had a lot of trade news yesterday, a lot of things happening. Actually, very modest on waivers in terms of spending. I think as we get towards the end of the season, Deion Jackson going to Michael. Sniped me on that one. Rondale Moore going for 18. Garrett Wilson going for 11 to my 10. Thank you, Bill. Chase Claypool, no one cares. Likely going to myself in the event that Mark Andrews doesn't play. And then up here we had Jeff Wilson going for nothing. Pacheco going for nothing. Drake going for nothing. So good play there. Way to get up early there and beat everybody to it.
Early worm gets the worm.
Alright, so this week we have Just Poopin' and Densely Populated, which will be the matchup of the week. Urban Buttfitters going up against Blue Claws.
Nice!
Bateman going up against Pizza by Alfredo. Jawbreakers at 5-3 going up against Deshaun Touchdown there with his entire team on bye. Jumping into the first matchup, we've got Michael, Urban Buttfitters going up against King David here. So I like Murray, I like Herbert better than his quarterbacks on the other side. Lawrence could have a day against that terrible defense in Las Vegas, but I do think that Herbert against Atlanta is just as good of a play there. What I don't like is having two receivers on the same team on his side. The receivers on David's side are just lights out. Palmer's a good acquisition there. He should be the guy. Taylor may be injured, but he's got Deion Jackson there, so we'll look for news on that. And this one, I think it's pretty easy, even though it's a close one. I am picking Mr. David. As you can see, I already did this before because this has already been recorded before. No sound. Matchup number 2 this week, we've got Mr. John against Mr. Chris. On this one, Burrow should hopefully have a bounce back game against Carolina. Miami and Justin Fields. I like the matchup there. Justin Fields seems to be the consensus guy that everybody likes. Josh Allen we love. Going up against the Jets, don't think there's too much to worry about there. I think he'll get it done, especially with their defense being back to full strength. Devin Duvernay is going to have to do something. They have no receivers there. It's a Monday night game, so look for him to hopefully have a ceiling game to push John over the edge. But overall, I just don't think it's possible. And there's just across the board, Mostert, and then he's got Jeff Wilson Jr. Adams should hopefully have a better game against Jacksonville. Keenan Allen, I don't think he's going to play. I think John's team is just getting weaker by the day, so unfortunately, he was able to squeeze out a win there. but I don't think it's going to happen this week. And then we've got Harlan going up against Mr. Bye Week. So Jackson and Tua better than Dalton and Heineke, I think. Going up against Waddle, Devonta Smith, and Jacoby Myers, who's had a pretty solid floor. I do like Brett's receivers better overall. Godwin's been a target monster. Diggs has been great. Pittman's getting there with Ellinger. Ramondre Stevenson, I don't know if he's going to be better than Etienne. Mixon and Jacobs. Jacobs should bounce back and be great this week as long as his injury doesn't hold him back. Mixon really is poised for a good day, though, at some point, so hopefully you see that against Carolina. Overall, it's not great on either side, other than the quarterbacks and Waddle, which I think is going to push him over the edge. It's a little closer than it seems to say, but definitely going to go with Harlan on this one. And going into our last matchup, the matchup of the week. Just pooping myself, going up against densely populated. The big thing is Mahomes is back, so how's that going to look with Kadarius Toney there now? Hurts should be good against Houston. I don't think there's going to be a lot to write home about there. The thing is their offense and the scoring, and it's a Thursday night game. We'll know a little bit how this is going to play out. It could be a Miles Sanders game, which would benefit me, obviously. So then you've got Cousins going up against Washington, old stomping grounds there. I think he's going to look to make a statement. At this point, I do like Cousins and Mahomes better than Hurts and Geno, but it is pretty close, and honestly, maybe a push. And then the receivers, I think I'm just going to favor my receivers every week. I have some of the top receivers in the game. So Hopkins, Evans, and Jefferson going up against Kupp, but then Lazard and Wilson. And Hopkins may end up being the best receiver just with all the targets he's getting. All my guys are 10 to 14, 15 targets, it seems like, every week. So I like my chances there. Dameon Pierce also just continues to run like crazy. I don't think that they're going to go away from him unless he gets injured. It's actually a little bit softer of a defense. I think they give up a 4-some carry. Jones at Detroit has the higher upside, and I think I like Detroit as the matchup for Jones better. And Eckler against Atlanta, I think overall he's still got the better running backs. However, I can see a scenario where Miles Sanders gets a lot this week. Andrews against Higbee, or likely against Higbee. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go in that one. It's likely he's going to play. Get it? But if likely is in, then, you know, I'll put him in. And then you got Olave and Walker. I think that's pretty close. And Mooney and Gibson also pretty close. They've been kind of floor plays in a lot of these weeks. It may be Connor when I get there. Seattle against Arizona. We're playing each other's Ds.
Nope. Go back to the script.
Never mind. Seattle, Arizona. I like Seattle better. Obviously, they are out for blood on both sides. I think I'm probably going to pick myself and then lose.
You know how I'll be.
I do believe that I have a better matchup situation, and I think Mahomes coming back is going to be the difference maker there. The downside of Hurts being pulled from too much scoring, that's what she... All right, so that is going to do it for week 9. That's your recap and your predictions going into this next week. Hope you guys enjoy watching some football. I enjoyed having John over on Sunday to watch the Titans. Well, Derrick Henry own up on Houston. Mike Vrabel may be the best coach ever of all time. Hopefully we'll get the guys, more of you guys together. We've got some Titans and primetime games coming up here in the next couple weeks. All right, so for week 9, I am your host, Andy P. Scott, just pooping for the Turf Toe League. Have a good week 9. Enjoy. Peace.